and I'm going to tell you that I have found about 40 loopholes already in your story. And I know the truth. I'm not going to ask you a question I already don't have the answer to. Okay, that would make me a horrible detective. Been here since 3:30 this morning. The last thing I want is your bullshit. Okay?
In the early morning hours of April 23, 2023, the Hocking County Sheriff's Office received multiple 911 calls reporting a stabbing at a rental cabin in Sugar Grove, Ohio. When officers arrived, they encountered a chaotic scene at a birthday party where many of the attendees were intoxicated. Partygoers described a violent altercation that led to one person being seriously injured. EMS quickly arrived to transport the young male victim to the hospital while police began interviewing witnesses. According to those present, the trouble started when one of the attendees, Isaac Pence, allegedly pushed a female guest. Several male attendees then intervened, and a physical struggle ensued. Witnesses stated that after the scuffle, Isaac ran to his car, retrieved a knife, and stabbed the victim several times before fleeing in his vehicle. Police were able to track Isaac down, and he was brought in for questioning. His interview was captured on body cam footage, providing critical insight into the night's events.
All right, as I said, I'm a detective here at the Hocking County Sheriff's Office. This is also a detective at the Hocking County Sheriff's Office, Detective David Wright. We're here to talk to you, but before we do, we need to go over this form, okay? All right, so I want to read this to you, so you can follow along here with me. So, right here is your signature if you want to talk to us. And you want to talk to us? Okay. So, I will put this in here since we're HCSO, that's going to be the place. Hocking County Sheriff's Office, just abbreviation. Print your name, your address, city, state. Okay. Alright, thank you very much. I'm going to witness this here real quick. Alright, so why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? It looks like you live on Pickerington Road. Okay, how long have you lived there?
About 6-7 years now.
Okay, alright. Who do you live there with?
My mom, my stepdad.
Okay.
I got a little brother, a little sister.
Okay.
And then Sabra and my 2 kids.
Okay, and who's Sabra?
My fiance.
Okay, alright. And how old are your children?
One is 1 and one is 4 months.
Okay, alright. So what is, how far did you make it through school?
About, I think, 11th grade.
11th grade? Okay. Did you get your GED or anything?
No, I went straight into concrete as soon as I turned 18.
Okay.
And I wanted to go and get a different career, but every time I go and I start a different job, it's like, oh, well, just put it off, put it off, put it off.
Okay.
So I'm wanting to at some point.
Okay.
Just.
But it looks like you read and write fine, is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes. I just
Okay.
got a nice broken hand 8 times.
Oh, 8 times broken hand? How do you know that?
I went to the doctor multiple times for it.
Okay.
And then this, I don't even know what I did to it that time.
Alright. Okay. Alright. So, sounds like you guys came up here for a birthday party, is that correct?
Yeah.
Alright. So whose birthday was it?
It was her brother's birthday. Me and her brother never got along.
Okay.
I was sitting there the whole time, and it's like, I know this is a bad idea, but I want to make her happy. So I was like, I will try to put my pride aside. Let's go ahead and go.
Okay.
We were there. Everything was good. It was
When
completely
did you
fun.
get there?
As of around 8, I think 8:30.
8 last night? 8 or 8:30 last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Alright.
everything was completely fine, and we were having a good time. She ended up having a panic attack because she wanted to get into a hot tub, and she was way too drunk, and she goes, oh, he's going to be mad if I get in a hot tub. And I was like, hey, you're fine, go get in a hot tub. She's like, well, there's other dudes in there. I was like, listen, I'm not getting in the hot tub because I'm wearing work shorts or work pants, work shirt. I'm not getting in the hot tub. I was like, you want to get in there? Go ahead.
Okay.
So she gets in there and everything's fine. Well, later on that night, she's outside and we're all standing out in the hallway.
She's outside, so.
Yeah, she's out on the patio.
Who's she?
Sarah.
Okay.
And then it was me, her brother, and I think like two other guys.
All right, and what's her brother's name?
Dalton.
Dalton. Okay.
I don't know the other two guys, but we were all standing right here in the hallway, and someone ended up like pushing me, so I pushed him back. Well, Dalton thought that I pushed his girlfriend Horizon, and so he got all pissed off. That's when everyone tried to jump me. Well, I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit, so I start throwing them to the side, and that's when I was like, I'm not trying to fight anybody, so just toss them to the side. I got in my car. I was telling Saber, I was like, hey, if you want to go, then we're going. Well, they came and they got in my passenger car, and they took her sunglasses, or no, her actual glasses and her purse out, trying to keep her to just stay there. So, oh, you're going to stay here. And I was like, well, with everything going on, like, I'm going to leave. Because,
You said you just want to leave?
yeah, because I had 15 guys trying to jump me.
15?
It was from 10 to 15 guys.
Okay.
And they all decided they were going to try to fight me. Well, then this one comes up to my car door, and he's sitting there busting down my mirror.
All right, hold on. So let's back up a little bit. Do you know any of these guys' names?
The only one that I know, Trey and Dalton. That's the only
No,
two.
it's the only two. Okay. So you're outside. You've gone out to your car at this point because people were trying to fight you.
Yeah, I went outside, and that's when they started trying to come at me. It was all of them at once.
Okay.
And so I was just tossing to the side, and they all just kept coming. So I went to my car, and I shut the door.
Okay.
Well, then one came up, and he was kicking my car. I mean, if we go out to my car, you can look at the side. There's dents all through my car door. Both mirrors are now busted out. The back is all messed up. And once they started sitting there trying to bust the glass to get to me, that's when I pulled out a knife. I was like, hey, you need to back up. And they didn't listen. No one wanted to listen.
Okay, so you were in your car. So what did you do? Did you open the car door back up?
No, they ended up opening my car door.
What car door?
My driver's side car door.
They did? Okay.
Yeah. It was 2 to 3 guys were sitting there, and they were just yanking on it. I was trying to hold it as good as I could, and it was 3 guys sitting there pulling on it. I was like, I'm not going to let my door break. I was like, hey, you guys need to back up. Like, this is not going down right here.
Okay.
And they didn't want to listen. So I was like, listen. And just start poking out a little bit.
Okay.
Not, like, I didn't try to do it to physically hurt anybody really bad, but I did it just to, like, poke. Like, hey, I have a knife. Calm down. Well,
Where did you get the knife?
Right down 33, it's a,
No, I mean today. I mean,
Oh.
did you have it in your pocket? Was it in your car?
oh, it is in my car.
Okay.
I use it for work
Okay.
because doing construction,
Okay.
we use to cut plastic and everything.
Okay.
But I had bought it down at the, I don't know if you-
That's fine, but where you got it from today? So it was in your car.
yeah,
Okay. That's what I was asking.
yeah, it's just a work knife.
Okay.
And they wouldn't stop. They just kept going. So I tried to stab the one guy in the arm just so they would go. Well, as soon as I stabbed him in the arm, they left. The other 2 guys took off completely.
Okay.
And that's when Saber got in the car and I took off. I left, got somewhere safe. I called my mom. I was like, hey, I should not be driving right now. And a bunch of shit just popped off. I was like, I need to figure out something. I got to go somewhere, but I don't need to be driving.
So you stabbed the guy in the arm one time?
I think it was twice.
Twice? Sure wasn't more than that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Where were you at when you stabbed him in the arm?
I was in my driver's side of my car.
Okay.
So you were sitting
Yeah, I was sitting like this, and I just came like that.
Okay, and your car door was open?
Yeah, they pulled on my quarter.
Where was the guy that you stabbed at?
Right here.
Okay, so he was right there beside you?
Yeah, he opened my car door, and he was coming trying to grab me.
He was coming to try to grab you?
Yep, that's why I stabbed his arm.
Okay, so how did you stab his arm?
I had my knife in my right hand,
Okay,
and I went like that.
alright,
And I then came back and went again.
okay.
And that's when the other guys, they backed up, and that's, after that, he backed up. And that's when Saber got in the car, and we just left.
Okay. He has. Are you sure it wasn't more than that? Because there's more stab wounds than that.
I didn't think there was. Because I tried to just get him to go away. I was not trying to hurt him. Didn't want anything bad to happen. I just wanted him to go away.
Okay.
Especially because there was 15 guys that were trying to jump me.
Okay. So was your car pulled in, backed in?
It was backed in.
Your car was backed into a parking spot there?
What
What was your park beside?
The grill.
What's that?
And there was a grill right here,
Okay.
and my car's like right there beside the grill.
Was there another vehicle there beside you?
I'm pretty sure there was a blue, I think Hyundai, pulled in like this, and then on the other side there was a gray, maybe Toyota.
Okay.
So you were closest to the fire.
They didn't have a fire going, but yeah.
Alright, there. I gotta take a call here real quick, I'm sorry. But, Dave, you wanna keep going and I'll...
Okay. So, you don't know the gentleman's name that was obviously at the car door?
No.
Okay. You don't know him never met him before or anything? So, when you left, and you said you called Mom, right? So did she come get you from there?
She was not able to.
Gotcha. So did you go, where'd you go after that?
I went straight home.
Okay, so then you went home. Did you stay at home or?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Till this morning.
Until the Fairfield came?
Yeah, I woke up and my mom's like, "Hey, cops are out here for you." I was like, "What the fuck do you mean the cops are out here for me?" But then I remember, I was like, "Oh shit."
So, and then she obviously went and stayed home with you, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Where was she at when, I guess, you had the confrontation with the guy? She wasn't in the car?
She wasn't in the car. She actually got trampled by them.
Gotcha.
They trampled her to try and get to me.
Gotcha.
And that's when I threw them out of the way. I didn't even know she was there.
Gotcha. So she was actually outside of the car on the back side of them?
So when they came at me, I guess she was like here.
Okay.
They trampled her to try and get to me. And then I threw them out of my way. I didn't see her, and I went up to my car and closed the door.
Gotcha. And you drive a, what kind of car?
It's a Chevy Equinox.
Chevy Equinox. What color is it?
It's like gray.
So, the knife, what's its location? Where's it at?
It should still be in my car.
Should be in the car. So,
If I didn't drop it after.
gotcha.
So it's either in the car or it's at their house.
Gotcha. Okay. So, any other, obviously, definitely called Mom. Anybody else that you would have called and been like, hey, you know, craziness just happened?
Nothing I can think of.
Gotcha.
I don't like to talk to many people.
I understand that. I can relate to that.
I went through about 3-4 years ago now. Bad on drugs. I had all the friends in the world, you know. But then,
Not the best friends to have.
Oh yeah.
I understand.
It's been 2 years now, completely sober, and I'm down. I got like 2 friends.
It's the best way to stay sober.
Oh yeah. And well, if I called my friend at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, he probably would be like, "What the f are you calling me for? Get the f to sleep."
Speaking of which, obviously, just beer last night, nothing else.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No other kind of drugs.
No.
Gotcha. Okay. So same for the fiance.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And she's goody 2 shoes.
Gotcha.
Now, I cannot speak for everybody else there, because that whole fucking place smelled like pot, but
I think that was I think some of that was found there. Have you been in trouble or anything at all?
yeah.
Okay. Well, for what?
I got an assault charge on her mom.
An assault charge on her mom?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Probably 6 months. Yeah, I cannot win with this family.
I'm assuming that's still probably in litigation. You've not been convicted of anything.
No, they got me on it. I did a plea deal for them. I just have one more day of community service to do. I just gotta find a time where I don't work and when they can actually have me come work. Because I know last time I tried to call them, they were like, yeah, well, we don't have nothing to do this weekend. I was like, shit.
Alright, any other charges or anything? Gotcha.
That's the first charge. That's the first time I've ever been in jail.
Gotcha. You were born in 03, so you're 20.
20.
20. Yeah, 21 bucks.
Yeah, the 10th.
Did you see any weapons or anything on the guys tugging on the door?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay.
I just grabbed a weapon because there was too many people for me to go hand to hand with them.
Gotcha. I understand.
Oh, I tried. Yeah. I tried for as long as I could. And, you know, still 15 guys coming at you. Yeah.
So these here, is that just from the squabble before you got to the car, probably?
I'm thinking so, but I am not completely sure.
Gotcha. I'll wait on Lieutenant here for just a second. I don't think I have any other questions. So you think 2 times is probably what you got in there, or somewhere on the, what would you say, the arm?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So,
That's where I was trying to go, because I didn't want to hit anything in here, because I didn't want more charges. I just wanted to get the arm so you can go away.
gotcha. And that's when they kind of backed up, right?
Yeah.
And then you would say what, within 30 seconds or so, she was in the car and you guys were out? It was pretty quick afterwards?
I'd say about as soon when I pulled out the knife, it was probably about a minute or so. That's when she was able to get in the car.
Gotcha.
But they took her purse.
Okay.
And they took her glasses and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And she's supposed to be at work this morning. She's sitting there telling me, she's like, oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, try and call them, see if you can go get it. I was like, I'll let you drive my car. And they wouldn't answer her no more.
After a brief initial interview, detectives took time to cross-check Isaac's version of events with other party attendees. Over the next several hours, police conducted interviews with more than a dozen witnesses to piece together a clearer picture of what had transpired. Once this information was gathered, detectives began a secondary interrogation with Isaac. This time, their tone was much more serious as the gravity of the situation became clear.
So, you met with Detective Wright previously, right? Did you meet with Lieutenant McKnight as well?
I didn't catch his name.
Okay.
I met with him and someone else.
Okay, so you met together at the same time. Okay. So you were at a house party. Kind of walk me through the events of the evening.
So, me and her brother have never got along. Ever.
Whose brother?
Cypress.
Okay.
We have never got along. And I was like, I don't want to go because we're not going to get along. Shit's going to happen. So I was like, oh no, he said that everything's going to be fine and he won't cause no drama. I was like, okay, I'll do it just to try and make you happy. Well, throughout the night, it was all completely fine until everyone got way too drunk. I was standing in the hallway and someone got in my face. So I pushed them out of the way. And then that's when about 15 of them all wanted to come outside and try and jump me.
Okay. You're saying standing in the hallway. So if I'm in the cabin, where is the hallway?
Right there at the front door.
Okay.
That hallway right there.
And who got in your face?
I'm not even sure who it was.
Okay. Who did you push out of the way?
I pushed that person out of the way and they fell into a rise and they tried to say that I pushed a rise.
Okay. So you shoved somebody, and then that person fell into a horizon hits the ground.
I'm not sure if she hit the ground. Because
Okay.
as soon as she got touched, everyone just flipped. Because, oh, you just pushed her, blah, 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 and started running at me.
Okay. So everyone starts running at you, and what happens?
I walked outside so then I had space so I could move around. And had one try to tackle me. I pushed him out of the way. And then that's when they all came and hit me. And I scraped everything on the ground, started rolling down this hill. Got back up and I went to my car. We got in my car. They're sitting there. They broke my mirrors on my car. Put all kinds of dents in my car. Back glass was already broke. But,
The glass was already broke, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
How did the back glass get broken?
the very back glass was already broke because I punched it a
Gotcha.
while ago.
Gotcha.
But they did break the side one. The little tiny one on the side.
Gotcha.
They broke that.
Okay.
And both mirrors. I didn't even know that they broke the mirrors until we were driving down the road. So we were, oh my god, they broke the mirrors. I was like, no. But after I get in my car, they all start trying to rip my door open. And once they got the door open, I just grabbed a knife real quick. I was like, go, get away. And they weren't listening. So I went and I tried to poke him in the arm. And when he wouldn't back off still, I poked him again. That's when two of his buddies decided they were going to leave. And he decided he was going to keep going for a little while, and then he left.
No, you were sitting in the car
Yeah.
when this occurred, right?
Yeah, I was sitting right here, and they were coming right here. And I was,
Where'd you grab a knife from?
it was sitting in my cup holder. Because I always keep a knife in there for work. Because we have to cut plastic for concrete and everything. So I always have a knife sitting in there.
Okay. So the knife was already opened?
No, I opened it.
Okay. You open the knife and you lunge at this individual?
I told him to go first, and he wouldn't listen. And then that's when I proceeded to stab him in the arm.
Okay. So you stab him once in the arm, and what happens after that?
And he kept coming, so I stabbed him again.
Okay. So you stab him a second time, and what happens?
Pretty sure that he left. I kind of blacked out after I got him the second time because I stabbed him and I was like, holy shit. And then I just kind of blacked out. I think I just stabbed him twice and then left.
So you think you stabbed him twice, and then you left.
Yeah, because I was trying to wait for Saber to get in the car. They were sitting there, they trampled her, and they were trying not to let her leave. And they took her purse, took her glasses, everything.
Who's they?
Horizon, and I don't know many people's names. I know Horizon, I know Dalton.
Okay. So they grab her purse, and they're trying to not let her leave. You put the car in park, and at this point, where is she sitting? Or, I'm sorry, you put the car in drive. At this point in time, where is she sitting in the car?
She's in the passenger seat.
Okay.
And that's when we just took off and left.
Okay. You take off from there, and where do you go?
I went home, I think.
Try that again.
No. Okay, so we went to Justin's house. for a second.
Okay.
But then from Justin's house, went to her mom's house. Then we went home.
Okay. So, I'm going to tell you, the only thing you have left in this world is your integrity. You know what integrity is? Yeah, your honesty. And I'm going to tell you that I have found about 40 loopholes already in your story. And I know the truth. I'm not going to ask you a question I already don't have the answer to. Okay, that would make me a horrible detective. Been here since 3:30 this morning. The last thing I want is your bullshit. Okay?
Okay.
I am giving you honesty, and I'm giving you the opportunity to come clean. Okay? If I go to the prosecutor and say he gave me a line of crap, you know what they're going to do? They're going to throw the book at you come court time. If I go to the prosecutor and I say, hey, this is a guy who made mistakes, because we all make mistakes. We do it every single day. I'm not a perfect person. Dave's not a perfect person. We've done and seen some fucked up things. Okay? What you did last night, fucked up. You killed somebody.
What?
He's dead.
And I died.
Yeah, he died at 8:31 this morning. The world lost a father. He leaves behind a 9.5-month-old son named Jet. Okay? Somebody lost their son this morning. A mother and father lost their son. A girlfriend lost her boyfriend that she held compression on for several minutes waiting for a medic to get there to try and save his life. He died at Grant this morning, and you're facing murder charges.
I didn't know that.
He did, because you didn't stab him twice. You stabbed him multiple times. Way more than twice. And I've interviewed probably 15 or 16 people today that have painted a pretty gruesome picture involving you. This is your chance to be honest about it.
I was just trying to get them to stop.
You get one shot at this, and one shot only. I've talked to your mom. I know you are a very violent, explosive person. I know you drink almost every weekend. You left her in the care and custody of your 2 children, Draco and Waylon, who are 13 months and 4 months old. I've been inside your bedroom. I've been inside your car. I've had a very deep conversation with your girlfriend's mother, and everyone that was at that cabin. You get one shot at this with me, and that's it. You want to start over? Let's go.
So, I started. I don't know who got in my face, really. I do not know.
Start at the very beginning. How did you end up there?
Ended up because Saber wanted to go, and I told her that I would go with her. And so we ended up going. But we've never got along, me and her brother. And, of course, her brother's friends aren't going to like me if he don't like me. But he said that he was going to be cool, calm, and collected. I said I would do the same. And I was, until everything blew up. And once everything blows up, then I just blow up and I end up blacking out.
How much cocaine did you do last night?
I didn't do anything.
I know there was cocaine there. I have
Yeah,
already found the cocaine.
I didn't do any.
Did you smoke weed?
No.
How much did you drink last night?
I think I drank a 12-pack of Miller. I took a couple of shots of Hennessy and a bottle of green. It's like green sour apple schnapps. There was like a half bottle of that.
Okay. So you drank a lot of alcohol, knowing that you have an explosive personality when you're drunk. Okay. Was there some jealousy issues at this party last night?
Yeah, a little bit.
What happened?
Well, it's just her brother's friend, well, her friend and her brother's friend, Trey. I've always not liked him because she sits there and says always like a brother, but then she got mad at me one time and said, oh, well, Trey's so hot, I'll just go f*** him. So, that's where I don't really trust him anymore. And, so when he came, that's kind of where I got jealous.
Okay. So Sabra is talking to Trey, right? Where are they together?
Oh, they're in a hot tub.
Okay. And she starts having a panic attack.
Yeah.
Because why?
She thought I was going to be mad.
And she gets out of the hot tub, and what happens?
She went into the room, and I went downstairs to go try and talk to her, and I went to the hot tub. Bree told me, oh, well, someone was making her feel uncomfortable, so she left. When I went to go find her, come find her, Dalton had me come with him, because he knew where she was. We went in there, and I told her, hey, it's completely fine. I'm not going to be upset if you go in the hot tub. And so we calmed her down, got her all nice calm, and she went back to the hot tub for a little while.
Okay. So she went back to the hot tub, And what happens the second go around that she's in the hot tub?
She stayed in there. I stayed upstairs. I just stayed upstairs, sat there, drank beer, and talked to the few people that were up there.
Okay. And she gets out of the hot tub, right? A second time. And what happens?
She got changed and she just came upstairs and everyone was hanging out upstairs.
Okay. And when you were upstairs, were you talking to another female?
Yeah.
Okay. And who were you talking to?
I don't remember her name. She has blonde hair. She was wearing like a jean jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there talking to her by the fridge.
Okay. And when you're standing there talking to her, does Sabra make a comment?
I don't think so.
Did somebody make any type of off-the-wall comment? Or did you do a shot with this female and somebody said, hey, you need to stop talking to her? Or there was some type of jealousy exchanged here?
I don't really remember.
Okay. So you're upstairs, you're talking to this female, and Sabra comes back upstairs. She's hanging out in the living room. Okay. And what happens next?
I took that shot with her, and then I think that's when I walked and went to the hallway.
Okay.
I think it was after the shot I went and walked to the hallway.
And what happens in the hallway?
Hallway, someone got pushed, hit Horizon, and that's when everybody freaked out.
Okay. And if I tell you that I have literally witness statements, written witness statements of you two-handed pushing Horizon.
That's what they were trying to say.
Okay. And you're telling me that that's not true?
I don't think that I pushed her.
Is it possible that you could have pushed her and you blacked out? Given the copious amounts of alcohol you drank?
I could have, but I do not believe that I did.
You have a history of pushing women. You pushed Sabra's mom.
That's because she punched me in the face. I just pushed her out of my way.
Do you think it's okay to put your hands on a female?
No,
Ever?
no. I have 6 sisters.
Okay. Do you think it'd be okay for your sons to do the same?
No.
Would you like it if Dalton shoved Sabra?
No.
Okay. So back to my point. They think that you've pushed Horizon. Dalton comes to you and says what?
He was just freaking out. That he was going to beat my ass and everything.
Okay.
And Dalton was the one wearing the bandana?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then once he did that, everyone else jumped in. And there was about 5-10 people when we went outside. And they were all trying to hit me.
What if I tell you that I have surveillance video of them just saying, it's time to leave, it's time to leave?
No, because when we went, because that's where I got all this, is where they're hitting me.
Well, a scuffle ensues, but they're trying to push you out of the cabin. And Sabra's telling you it's time to go.
Oh, I don't remember it.
Okay. So a scuffle ensues, and during this scuffle, Sabra tries to break it up, right? Okay. And what happens to Sabra as she's trying to break this up?
As she says, she got trampled.
Okay. And so she slips on some loose gravel there. And who comes to run to her aid?
I have no clue.
Okay. So, fair to say that you probably blacked out or there's bits and pieces missing here?
Yeah.
So Dalton comes running over because his sister's now on the ground and she has this tattoo that says my brother's keeper and they're close, right? And he is screaming at you guys to knock the shit off because his sister's now on the ground. And Sabra is having some type of panic attack, right? And she goes to get in the car and she's screaming at you at this point, right? Do you remember this?
No.
Okay. She gets in the car and the argument is still continuing. There are several guys telling you that you need to leave. Okay? And what happens from there?
Is that when we start fighting on the hill?
Mm-hmm. And what happens on that hill?
On the hill, that's where I got pushed down.
Do you have injuries that would
Yeah.
corroborate you saying you got pushed down? The scrapes on your side?
Yeah, I got scrapes all over my side, and I have a big knot right here where I got hit.
Okay. So you get pushed down this hill and then what?
then I think we kept on going at it.
Who's we? Because we have about 20 or 22 people now that have been at this cabin.
I don't even know their names. I know Dalton, Trey, Horizon. That's the only names that I know.
Okay.
I was finding nicknames for people that, like one guy, I called him Concrete Guy because he did concrete just like I did.
Okay.
And that's how I was just knowing people. I was just like, oh, well, this is what you do. You're now Concrete Guy.
So you guys are outside, the scuffle ensues on the hillside, and you get shoved down. Which I imagine, like any guy, that probably pisses you off pretty much. Huh?
I saw the video. Somebody clearly shoved you in the front, which started the scuffle before it led down the hill. So you were talking to somebody outside, and then somebody just two-handed you, right in the chest. And that's what started the scuffle.
Yeah, that's about the only part I remember is getting pushed. And then kind of gone from there until I got in my car.
Okay. And when you get in your car, what happens?
That's where I think I grabbed a knife. Yeah, he was pulling on the door, I think.
I'll tell you that I have a footprint that tells me they were trying to close the door. Does this sound familiar now? You're trying to get back out of the car. You have 1 foot out, or you're trying to push open the door, and somebody takes a foot and closes the door. I have a footprint to corroborate that, and a dent in the side of your Equinox that says they were trying to get you back in the car. Okay. Do you remember any of that?
No.
Okay. So you're back in the car. Sabra is where?
I think she was trying to come and get in the passenger seat.
Okay. And at what point do you reach for the knife?
I'm not completely sure.
Okay. And what happens when you grab this knife?
I think I just started stabbing him.
Okay. How many times do you think you stabbed him?
I don't know.
Okay. Did you say anything as you were stabbing him?
Couldn't tell you.
Did you say anything after you stabbed him?
I think I just left.
What about as you're driving down the road?
I have no clue.
Do you look at Sabra and say, I just stabbed somebody?
Did she see it?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Was she in the car when it happened?
I don't know.
Gotcha.
I think she was about to get in the car when it happened. I
Gotcha.
think she got in right after.
So she witnessed it though.
She sees you stab him?
I think so.
Does she say anything to you?
She
I
screamed
think
at you.
she was just shocked when he got in the car.
Okay.
I was too.
Well, not shocked enough to not go to police,
Well, I was gonna call,
but
but then I just was like, well, then I'll have to go back there and it's just gonna be more shit.
you think that we would put you in a predicament where you gotta go back to a scene you just stabbed somebody at?
I stopped thinking.
I'd say you did, because what was your next move when you left that cabin?
Went to my buddy's house.
And what did you say when you got there?
I don't know.
You don't remember having a conversation with him?
No.
What if I tell you that I have you on surveillance at his house, and I have all the camera footage? And you literally look at Justin and say, I just f***ing stabbed this guy. That ring a bell?
No.
Okay, what do you do with the weapon when you're there? Because certainly it wasn't in the car or at the scene like you told the detectives. You knew exactly where the murder weapon was the whole time.
I either threw it in the bush or I threw it.
Okay. Why would you throw it?
I don't know. I just wasn't thinking. I want to get rid of it.
Okay. And so you didn't throw one knife. How many knives did you throw?
2.
What's the description of these knives?
One is a Milwaukee knife. Has red handle, silver blade on it. The other one in black with rainbow blade.
Did you use them both?
No,
Just one of them?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Which one?
I'm pretty sure it's a rainbow one.
Gotcha. And did you clean it off or anything or what?
No,
No. Okay.
I just closed it and threw it.
Okay.
And if I tell you that I found the knife and you smeared it clean, except for a couple droplets of his blood you didn't get off of there.
I don't remember cleaning it.
You didn't rub it against your pant leg?
I might have.
What if I told you Sabra told me you cleaned it on your pant leg?
It might be my pant leg on my shirt then. I don't remember.
You didn't have on a shirt. Your shirt was clean.
Yeah,
How'd your shirt get off?
that fight.
So that neon cut off shirt that you had on, that's covered in his blood, that I now have, got off, so you wiped the blood from the knife there.
I think it went on my pants. I don't know.
Okay. And you got the idea to dispose of the knife from where?
I just wanted to get rid of it. I didn't want it in my car.
Why didn't you want it in your car? You were acting in self-defense.
Because last time I acted in self-defense, I got put in jail
And when was that?
with her mom.
Okay. Do you think that during a fist fight, the answer is to stab somebody?
No.
Do you think it's safe to say that you're an explosive, angry person? And you've been explosive and angry with everyone, including your mom? You punched out your own back window because you got pissed off on your car, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you called Justin on your way, or you just show up?
I called.
And what'd you say to him?
I think I just told him that he just come over.
And does he meet you outside, or do you go inside?
He meets me outside, right by the garage.
Okay. And where's Sabra?
And she was just sitting in the car.
She get out of the car at any point?
I don't think so.
She paying attention to what you're doing there, or is she preoccupied with something?
I think she was watching TikToks on her phone.
Watching TikToks on her phone, knowing her boyfriend just stabbed somebody. It's pretty normal behavior, right? I mean, hey, you went home and took a nap. Like, it was just another day in the park for you. Right? I wouldn't be able to sleep if I stabbed somebody. It's the last shit that I'd be doing.
I was too drunk. I didn't really remember it when I got home.
But not too drunk to drive. Not too drunk to dispose of the murder weapon. Not too drunk to try and cover up your tracks. I'd say you weren't too drunk. Say you were a guy that was trying to come up with a plan. Because then you lied to detectives. And we turned your house upside down and talked to your mom and talked to Brian. And we talked to Cindy. And we talked to everybody that was at the cabin. And then we got a call that broke it all for us. Hey, I know where your murder weapon is. Matter of fact, I think I have 2 murder weapons. And then we went and we found them. And you know what else was on that knife? Charlie's blood. Did you know his name was Charlie? Yeah. Charlie was just some innocent guy at that party. You never met Charlie before that, did you? So, you grabbed Charlie by the neck, and you didn't stab Charlie 2 times. You stabbed Charlie 6 times. The side of his neck, right here on his face, twice in his side, once in his back, and somewhere in between his head and his neck. And you left. You left Charlie to lay there and bleed out on the ground. Charlie didn't die right away, but Charlie, he died. He coded out in a trauma bay. He made it in an airplane to a hospital in Columbus, made it through the surgery, and then he kaput. His heart gave out. And you know what? His kid isn't the only one left without a dad. Because Draco and Waylon aren't going to have their dad either. They're not going to have their mom either. She went to jail today.
What's she gonna do?
Complicity to murder. Because she knew and she didn't do anything about it. And I turned your kids over to the state earlier this afternoon. Because the living conditions in that house are deplorable as well. So, they're not going to have a mother or a father. Does that change things for you?
Yeah.
Does that put some things into perspective? Bet you weren't thinking about that when you threw the knife. What were you thinking about?
I don't know. I just wanted to get rid of it. I don't want it.
Okay. What happened that you guys argued when you got to the house? You were banging on the door, So loud that you woke up your 9 and 10-year-old brother and sister and had them freaking out, right? Courtney and Elijah? Okay. And what did you and Sabra get into a yelling match about at the house?
I don't know.
What about at the hotel where her mom stays?
I don't remember fighting there.
You don't remember telling her it's just time to fucking go? When she's saying we should call the cops? And she couldn't call the cops then because there's an order of protection between you and her mom from the assault that took place. Right? Did her mom bring that up?
I don't know.
Well, her mom was trying to calm you down. I talked to Cindy on the phone. So do you remember that?
No, not really.
What do you remember? I guess that's an easier question.
I just remember being there, and then I remember going home. Me and my stepdad got into it.
What'd you guys get into it about?
I think I was trying to get into the gun safe.
Why were you trying to get in the gun safe?
I think to go back there,
And do what?
no,
Finish the deal?
no.
Why else would you go?
I think it was just to scare them because they wouldn't jump me.
Who had a gun that was at that party? Because we know there was a gun there too.
I have no clue.
You didn't see anybody with one?
I don't remember seeing somebody with one.
Somebody screams gun at the top of their lungs. You don't remember that happening? Okay. So you went home and you're rattling the gun safe trying to get into it?
I took a hammer to it.
You took a hammer to the gun safe. Okay. And what happens?
My stepdad tried to grab me and was telling me, hey, stop, stop, stop. And we ended up getting in a fight over it.
Did you punch him in the face? You blacked his left eye. You know about that? You did. You know that he just had a heart attack. And he's raising your kids. Again, stabbing somebody wasn't enough today. You went home and assaulted an old man. On top of all the things you could have done. So you take a hammer to the gun safe. Did you get into it with your mom during this time too?
Yeah. But that was more directed towards Brian.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. I think it's because he is a male.
You've put your hands on females before. You're controlling of Sabra. I mean, she's terrified to get into a hot tub without asking for your permission. She's scared to make you mad because she's scared you might explode. You were at her boss's house when you punched out your back window. What would stop you from hitting her?
I've never hit her.
What would stop you?
I don't hit girls.
You shoved her mom.
I pushed her out of my way because she punched me in the face.
What was the reasoning for her punching you in the face?
Because I couldn't get my kid because I didn't want him at that hotel.
Okay.
And then she tried to say that I was drunk.
I mean, your mom says you drink a lot. Like all the time. The beer bottles and the empty cans in your bedroom solidify that. And you got a dog that's trapped in the room. There's dog shit everywhere. There's the amount of ammonia that we found in that house. Do you think those are living conditions that are safe for you, Sabra, your small children, anyone?
No.
And you know your mom and Brian put the house conditions back on you.
I don't know, it's my fault.
They said you destroy the house. You don't help around there. You don't do anything.
Yeah. He said, no, their kids don't do anything and they don't do anything.
I'm just telling you what they told me. I don't live there. I'm asking for your honesty. I'm just telling you what I've been through today and the things I've seen. So you leave Justin's house and where do you go?
Saber's mom's.
And what happens when you're there?
I think we just sat there and she tried to calm me down and tried to talk me into calling you guys. I think I don't really remember.
Okay. Well, what causes you to leave Justin's house?
Justin wanted to go to sleep.
So he doesn't tell you that it's time for you to go when you throw something and he hears it hit against the bush?
And he said that he was going to sleep. So I need to get some sleep.
Okay. So you go to the motel in Lancaster, and her mom's talking to you guys and trying to diffuse the situation a little bit, trying to convince you to call police. And what happens if you guys leave the motel?
I think I wanted to go home and get to sleep.
Okay. So you drive back to your parents' house, and what happens when you get there?
I think that her brother might have called or texted her or something. Something set me off again with her brother. And that's when I was trying to get to the gun safe, and that's when everything happened with Brian.
Okay. And what diffuses that situation?
I'm not really sure. I think it was after I hit him. Just realized and calmed down.
Do you apologize to him after you hit him?
I don't think so.
So you just cock back, close fist, punch him in the face? And do you go to your room after that?
I think so.
Where's Sabra at?
She's in the room.
And what does she say after this?
I think she said, "You really just hit Brian?" And then she was telling me that he just had a heart attack and everything.
Okay. And where does she go?
I think she stayed in the room.
So she's in your bedroom? Does she fall asleep in your bedroom?
I think so.
Because she tells us that she's out in the living room, and at this point she's tried to Snapchat a couple people and she's texting them and she's freaking out again, and you go in your room and you go to sleep. And she's woken up by your mom and the cops banging at the door.
I thought I woke up with her in there. I thought when my mom woke us up, I thought that she was in the room with me.
I think she said that she woke him up.
Yeah,
She gave you a shirt.
yeah, she gives you a shirt. Initially you tell her to stop playing, and she says, "Get up, the cops are really here." And at that point, you're placed into the back of a cruiser where you make an utterance and say, "I stabbed him in self-defense." Without being asked any questions, without saying anything. You already knew what we were there for. So, why try to cover it all up?
I wasn't trying to, I just really did not remember.
You remembered stabbing him because it's like one of the first things you said to the deputy.
Yeah. I just didn't remember how many times or where.
So here's the problem with this whole thing is that not one time today have you or Sabra asked how that kid is, right? If you were that concerned about it, wouldn't you have asked? All these hours sitting here. Because let me tell you, myself and Detective Wright have been here since 3:30 this morning. And we asked multiple times. And I made that final phone call to find out that he was dead at 8:30 this morning. 8:35, and they said he died 4 minutes ago. And you haven't asked one time.
I was thinking about it. I just didn't want to ask.
Why not?
I didn't want to hear it.
Did you have any inclination?
I had a feeling.
That he was going to die from the stabbing?
Ever since today, since I got here, I had a feeling that something went wrong, something happened.
And at no point in time did you feel like you should tell us where you threw the knives? And why throw 2 knives if you only used 1 knife?
I didn't want any knives in my car.
But you told us the knife is definitely in the car or it's definitely at the scene. And the whole time you sat here knowing that we were on a wild goose hunt. You just didn't think we'd find the knife, did you?
Not really.
No knife, no crime. Is that what you were hoping for?
Kind of.
Well, it's your unlucky day. So we found both knives. And you got a body on your hands. Is there anything else that you think that we should know?
I was thinking so.
Do you want the opportunity to write a letter to his family and to the prosecutor's office apologizing for your actions? Make that happen. Do you have a witness statement there? I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to start filling that out. Detail as much as possible about what happened and why you lied to us. There's an additional piece of paper if you need it. I'll be right back with you, okay? You cool, hang out for 30 seconds. I'll be right back. All done, bud? Read it over. Alright. The fight started because everyone assumed I pushed Horizon. Everyone tried to get me to leave, but I was drunk and ended up blacking out. The fight moved outside and I ended up being pushed onto the ground. I made it to my car and everything kept going. I pulled a knife and started stabbing Charlie because they were all still attacking me and my car. After stabbing him, I left and threw the knife out. Then I went and kept drinking until I went to sleep. Well, you didn't tell me that. You drank some more? How about punching your dad in the face and trying to break into the safe with the hammer and stuff?
I didn't even put that to.
I mean, I can't tell you what to write, but you told me that all happened. Did you write an apology letter to the family?
Oh no, I didn't write that yet.
Or to the prosecutor's office for lying? If you want to do that, I can't force you to do anything. It's just, like I told you, what we present to the prosecutor is the last and final word. I'll witness it, and I'll sign the bottom.
After learning that the stabbing victim, Charles Starner, had tragically passed away, Isaac Pence continued to claim that his actions were in self-defense. The 21-year-old was subsequently charged with murder, felonious assault, obstruction of justice, and 2 counts of tampering with evidence. Following a week-long trial, Isaac was found guilty and sentenced to 18 years in prison. His girlfriend, Sabra Flagg, who was also involved in the incident, was charged with obstructing justice. She accepted a plea deal for her role in the case. Charles Dillon Starner, just 22 years old when he died, left behind a fiancée, a young stepson, his parents, and siblings. Family and friends remember Charles as an avid storyteller and a devoted fan of the Tennessee Titans, mourning the loss of a young man whose life was cut far too short.